Hello YouTube and welcome to episode 4 of my Takopi's Original Sin reaction series. Back here again today for another episode of sadness. We're back, it's Thursday, we're here, and no dilly-dallying, straight into the YouTube comments here of course. Couple here today, last week of course ending on a rather sad scene by Takopi in the place of Marina learning some information there, coming to the full realization of the breadth of his mistake and whatnot, I guess you would say. And yeah, with the kind of revelation coming next that, hey, the body has been discovered. What does this mean for everybody else? What does this mean about the plan to go to Tokyo, to see the dog, to see the dad, to see the everything? How does that factor in? Lots to find out here today. But of course, first, comment. Iwayuru. I certainly do think it's up in the air whether Shizuka is intentionally manipulating Azuma or not. I'm probably leaning on the side of not thinking it's as intentional. I think that she's just, like, honestly deluded at this point. That's kind of where I see Shizuka at. So I don't think anything that she's doing is with as much kind of mental conviction or fortitude as manipulation, I guess. You could definitely read into it that it's potentially subconscious. Again, we imply that her mother's situation may have influenced that. Again, kids just learn from what they see and what they know. But I don't know, again, that's a whole big can of worms. I don't really want to ascribe that to her either. I like some of the stuff here about the cycle of violence. So we see dad calling mom a parasite, and then the mom disciplining Marina by slapping her. These are things directly that then Marina does to Shizuka, right? Because that's, again, how she's learnt from, what she's learning. These are how she deals with the kind of situations in front of her. Again, she's just doing what she knows. And yeah, to just wrestle some control back in her life. She's a kid. She's in a pretty shitty situation, or at least was. And again, I can at least control the 10-year-old in front of me. That's the one thing that I can do. The one kind of almost desperate attempt I can kind of alter to change things. I don't know. I'm going to take that chance, I guess. With Azuma here, I wouldn't say that I'm dismissing the abuse per se. For me, it's less a factor of, you know, it's abuse or it's not abuse or it's serious or unserious. It's just a matter of comparison, really, which, again, isn't entirely fair. I said in the reaction, this kind of stuff would be compelling in almost any other show, just not one that is introduced, I guess, themes as serious as these. I don't know. I don't know if I'm out on a limb there. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but it's just kind of what I'm feeling. You could also argue that it's a purposeful piece of juxtaposition. There's pretty clearly a kind of class gap between Shizuka, Marina, and Azuma. I guess Marina and Azuma probably aren't that far apart, but there's a pretty notable one between Shizuka and the rest. So again, different sets of problems for different socioeconomic classes. Is that potentially something we're trying to do through the use of comparison? It's hard to say. I'm also guessing that there's more juice to the whole, I don't know, why are we putting all our hopes on Azuma? What did Junior do? All that kind of stuff. Like, there's more content there is my point. So the jury's still out. I'm 100% with you on the pacing, and especially this part. Stories kind of do need cliffhangers, especially manga. You'll see that in a lot of manga adaptations that, hey, we need you guys to, like, keep reading every week. And for us to be a going concern, you need to move units. You need to move magazines, right? It kind of needs to be kind of cliffhangery, you know? That's kind of the vibe. But more than anything else, just the show's very good at, like, okay, so what's going to happen next? Huh, that was odd. How does this impact XYZ? It seems so very simple, but you'll be surprised how many shows don't do it. And again, some of it is smoke and mirrors, manipulations, whatever else. It's not always what you think it's going to be. Sometimes it's just bait, but the bait still got you to watch, so it can't have been that unsuccessful, I guess. And even from my perspective in making content off of it, nothing's worse than me walking away from one of these sessions that I do on any one of my shows and not having my opinion changed one way or the other on anything about the show. That is the worst case scenario because I don't have anything to talk about. I have things to talk about in spades about Takopi. It's really good. Probably haven't talked about the music enough here. Interesting that we're calling out Eizouken and its music there. Who did the music for that? I don't know. I can't tell you off the top of my head, but it did have good music. I do remember that too. And yeah, sorry about the comments not working because YouTube is terrible. Sorry. I mean, I really need a permanent solution there. Again, at me if you have any other suggestions, anybody, any patrons that often comment and whatnot. I was thinking potentially copying your comment and leaving it as a Patreon comment as well, but then I would need to start checking those too. But I guess I get push notifications for those, so it should be fine. That could be a way, just kind of leaving them in Discord somewhere as well. I don't know. It sucks that we have to do this, but if we want, me to do my end of the bargain when it comes to the Patreon stuff, then I guess we're going to have to find another roundabout way to do it. I probably should have talked a little bit more about the use of music and specifically that classical piece there in this moment where, end of episode 2, there's literally a murder going on. It's meant to be kind of horrifying, and we kind of juxtapose it with a famously happy piece of music that, again, it sounds like spring. It's a new dawn, where, again, in real life, if you kill someone, it should kind of close a lot of doors for you in real life as well. So it would be the end, not the beginning, which is what spring symbolizes. Last comment here today from Igor Karpov, noting their own personal experience here, thinking that, albeit episode 1 was good, it did seem a little bit straightforward. I, for one, fell into the trappings of thinking, I can just kind of pre-fill the entire show from here. I know what's going on. I'm a smart guy. I wasn't a smart guy. It had way more other different interesting stuff going on. Murder and corruption and stuff. Definitely cycle of violence stuff. The corruption stuff is still loading, I guess. Shizuka is definitely different. She's changing because of the things occurring, and I'm not sure if Takopi is fully on board yet. And personally, I find these, torture porn kind of sadness, cry fest stuff a little bit much generally. I have enjoyed them in the past, but not my thing all the time. I think that this has evolved beyond that, and even then it was a pretty good one of those, even if it was one of those, It's doing a good job. I don't know, could have been very shoujo-y. If you know, you know, I guess, and it isn't. It's different than that. And with that, we'll leave the YouTube comments there. I'll pop over to the Patreon and give them a quick shout out, and then we'll jump into episode 4. Once again, support's absolutely been there on the series. Big thank yous for that and whatnot. If you wanted to support the series in a more concrete way, Patreon is linked in the description below. It's $6 a month. You get episodes 1 week early. It's pretty cool. I like it. Many people have become patrons, such as Mickey Babbers, AF, AJ, Bananarama Hamadama-sama, BD422, Bisa, Blue Sky, Capella, Chobo Copley, Dapper Dwarf, Ed, Fancy Question Mark, Fleur Nightingale, Fruit, Gloriana Tenebrae, Glyke, Gus N, Hans Peter, Hibiki Tachibana, Ika, Iwayuru, Yako Yavanen, Jami Boo, Joran, Kasogtha, Clem, Nosta, Lick H, Lou, Marco-san, Matthew Bratcher, Miru, Mistake L. Chen, Molly Weinberger, Mr. Maniacs, Parnick, Pencil Sharp 333, Ron Led B&K, Saint Lily, Sal, Sam1373, Skeleton, Tentacle Member, Waifu Overdose, Without a Net, Akomancer, Binshi, Kelvin, Voodoo Chili, Aiden O'Brien, Greybeard, Guanal, and Vibrant Weaver. Thank you to everybody for giving me money. I enjoy the money. I've kind of set us up already on what we should expect. I guess the most pressing thing is that the government, the people, the police have found the body. So, and I also had some broad, probably untrue speculation that Marina may not be as dead as we think that she is. But we'll say, just never check the pulse there. She's in a thing that kind of preserves her. It'd be interesting for the plot if she was still alive. I don't know, a bunch of things there. Either way, episode 4. Upcoming shortly. Rightio, there we have it, episode 4 of Takopi's Original Sin up there ready to go. 23 minutes and 36 seconds on this one, so sync up accordingly with your own copy. I have the GJM version, so again, should be very similar to official stuff, but just with better signs and songs and whatnot. I liked it last week, we're bringing it back. File sizes be damned, I guess. Either way, there will still be that picture-in-picture version in the description below regardless. Let's give this thing a 3, 2, 1. Radio, 3, 2, 1, go. 3 insects. A praying mantis and 2 other bugs. What do you want to say, Takopi? Why? Azuma? Oh. Now you're in trouble, buddy. Accomplice. How does that sound? Hello. Big bro. Okay. That's more suspicious. Interesting. Because we know that even if he doesn't show it all the time, and even if Azuma doesn't understand that, Junior still cares about him. So he's going to notice stuff like that and probably find out some stuff, get a little bit more involved. We'll see. Makes sense that the reveal is hitting Azuma the hardest as well. Takopi doesn't even know where he is, and Shizuka's in delusion land, so they're not really the best people to act, at least the way I would act if I was, discovered as an accomplice to murder. Which at least they haven't discovered me yet. No, I just want to murder people. I don't do it. I don't know. This opening makes me want them to hug. Even though one of them's dead, so I don't think that they can, but, Yeah, what do we reckon about Takopi not being able to go back and not understanding why? Oh my god. Is this what the cops do? Do they actually do that? Oh, great shot. Holy. Awesome. Spectacular. How good was that? And then the guilt's kind of eating him alive too. Do you want to go to prison, Takopi? Because I fucking don't. What's that voice? I recognize his voice there. Once he got a little bit more angry. Understandable. Hmm. Hmm. That's the start to this episode is stunning. Hmm. Lots and lots of really cool stuff going on. Somebody's giving me Death Note a little bit. Kuze-san? Oh. Show's sick. This show's so cool. Hanging out with Shizuka. Her. Audio is really cool there, for sure. She's almost as sleepy as I am. Now you're almost deluded as well. Oh, he's fucking losing it. Not even close, buddy. Must remember his whole complex about that and the mother and the everything. He's definitely not getting pancakes today. I mean, fair enough. You've had your mind on other things. Didn't have time to study. This episode is unreal. What the hell? Whoa! Finally. Pancakes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was about to say. I was gonna say. Because that almost makes the reward worse. Oh, ew! Oh, hell, not the toilet, too. Okay, because he's, yep, gotcha. Why do you look so flat? Needless to say, I'm buying the asthma stuff a little bit more now. Clearly not. But thank you for your concern, Shizuka. Love hearts again. No, you're not. Denwa? Well, how long are you going to be at the police station? Yeah, no, I don't think you... No, I'm not going to do that. Oh, look at that game. Sick. What a gamer. Yeah. It's not good enough, though. Second place? It must be the glasses. What? Alright, this Mum's insane. This Mum's gotta go. She's like the rest. Everything changed when the hair color changed. Head to the Ozma Clinic. Another fantastic shot there. Holy shit. What's the pancake budget for this house? It's a weird thing to have a complex about. Takes me back. It's almost nostalgic. Oh, yeah, straight back to episode 1 of people being, yeah, like amazingly incompetent. Oh, like a doctor. Yeah, okay. Enhancing meaning. Kind of almost recontextualizes a lot of the start because he's like trying to find his in to help a lot more. Yeah, interesting one. Another failure, buddy. Does she really look like your mother? A little bit. This episode's fucking awesomely produced again. You got blood on your hands, buddy. Accomplice too. She's good at this. Little peck on the cheek too, for your troubles. I love you hug? Rose. Oh, just the police station. Remember, he's brilliant. He's probably spotting all this stuff. He probably knows something's up. Oh! Well, he didn't say that. Arms are crazy, though. Clearly not. Well, where do I start? I really got to look up who this voice actor is. Ugh. Magic is real. That's incredible. I feel so hopeful. No way. But they look so good. Yeah, but why is she such a cunt? You should get different glasses. I'm an accomplice to murder. How about that? Give him a little hug. Bit more than a head pat. Interesting. Takopi's been well out of the picture, I was going to say. Ah, One Piece. We're running away from home, baby. We got the plan. Fuck Azuma, we don't need him. Alright, Takopi in the big city. It was nice to have an episode broadly hopeful after the rest of that have been pretty sad. Is this just okay. Amazingly well produced. That's like the most obvious thing coming out of the episode. Like I don't know, it kind of perfectly got across the feeling of, because I identified a lot with Azuma in this episode. Just kind of everything trying to do too much at once, everything kind of falling apart. They visually got that across very well. I like the direction they took the brother. Like, clearly a lot of the angst there is in Azuma's own head, and he clearly cares about his younger brother. That's just good stuff too. You could probably expand that out into the mum a little bit and argue that a lot of those scenes she's being portrayed not very charitably. I don't know, the mum probably deserves a little bit more unpacking. I get the feeling she's just as insecure as Azuma is and whatnot. And we're going to hit the big city, apparently, so looking forward to that. Tomorrow. You will see me tomorrow for more. Please look forward to it. I'll see you then. And we're back. Episode 4 in the books of Takopi's Original Sin. Very, very good again. Very different episode. I guess I'm not quite as despaired as I normally am at the end of a Takopi's Original Sin episode. I almost feel hopeful. We saw a character in a bad position at the start of the episode that probably ended it in a better one, or at least with a little bit more perspective and an affirmation of love from a family member. I mean, it doesn't seem like much, but by the standards of this show, it's definitely, it's welcome. It's good. There were myriad points through the reaction where I wanted to pause and talk through a few things, so hopefully we'll have the opportunity to do that now, which is good. Hopefully I'll remember all the really intelligent things I wanted to say. Mainly the sticking point here is structural. This is clearly just ticking off Azuma as a character, in my opinion. He may still be in the show, he may still impact things, but he's no longer, I guess, under the same circumstances as he was when he was first really brought into the story a couple of episodes ago. Or even then, kind of just one episode, because it was the start of episode 3 that he was really brought in a real concrete way. For better or for worse for the other characters, he has his stuff resolved as of now, in my opinion. And yeah, the episode does the heavy lifting there. It is the Azuma episode. It kind of is like almost fourth wall-y about it too, because it starts off and Takopi's like, shit, I've had a revelation come the end of episode 3. Let me talk about it. Let me try to influence myself on whatever's going on. No, let's hijack this thing. by Azuma, right? And Takopi hasn't had a chance to unpack any of the learnings that Takopi's had. He's kind of not even present in the episode, really. Shizuka only has a few small scenes there as well. He becomes fully focused character. We see inside his own head. We do all that kind of stuff. He is the protagonist of this episode. And that made it feel quite different. I think you'll notice the production of the episode is definitely getting that across. It really feels like we're in the head of somebody else. It is different to the other episodes, and it's also the head of somebody that's just trying to juggle a million things at once and can't quite get the result that he wants and is really frazzled. And just, yeah, if you've ever felt like super duper like stressed and like the whole like weight of the world is on your shoulders, I feel like you see that in this episode, I guess. Yeah, we'll try to call out the examples when and if we see them. There's some continued stuff for Shizuko, which I liked, which was her continuing to go down, I guess you would say, a darker path. I still see it as completely justified considering her circumstances and her age. The age of all the characters here is most certainly coming into it. I'm giving a lot of people a lot of leeway. I would almost describe Shizuka as numb to the effects of almost everything, and I keep using that kind of turn of phrase, coping mechanism. That's all it is, right? She's like numbing herself to reality and like better judgment and good sense in pursuit of magic, in pursuit of happiness, in pursuit of all these things, right? Now that it's been proven that magic is real, I don't need to rely on any of the human underlying stuff going on here, right? I'm of course talking about, hey, Azuma, won't you just take the blame for me? Like, pretty objectively, that's a shitty thing to do. She knows she has some amount of influence over him. I even doubt she knows how much, ultimately, because a lot of that stuff is internal to Azuma. But, yeah, obviously, that sucks. You're manipulating somebody to take the fall for you, basically. Now, you must remember that Shizuka didn't do it either, and she's going to get the blame for it, so clearly she's in a desperate spot, but that doesn't mean that Azuma has to step in and do it either. It's left it quite precarious. I don't really know what we're going to do. We're kind of setting up that we're going to run away from home and go to Tokyo and see what's going on there. Obviously, from there, we do the whole dad-chappy angle. I'm not going to imagine that ends well for Shizuka. Just going to put it out there. And yeah, that'll be then Shizuka's point where she reconsiders things, hopefully, and Takopi gets to do his bit. Again, I hesitate to predict forward, but I see the end of this show pretty squarely. Like, it's in my vision now. I can see what we're going to do. Maybe we'll subvert and do like a kind of bad end and Shizuka won't get better and something weird will happen with Takopi. But again, for a show that is set up so dramatically sad early on, I can't really see us going a dramatically sad kind of bitter ending. I don't think that's really what we're going to do. But yeah, we'll obviously unpack all the Azuma stuff. That's what we're here in this episode for. Let's dive in now. I'm curious about this whole bug metaphor that I see on screen. I would imagine that the bug in the light would be Takopi trying to draw these other two in. I'm unsure which one here would be the praying mantis and which one here is the beetle. I know Azuma's the kind of, what would you say, target character of the episode. He is the main kind of guy, but I don't think he's the praying mantis here, really. And I couldn't really see much concrete symbolism for kind of praying mantises that wouldn't make any sense. Obviously, there's a lot of kind of spiritualism and kind of religion involved there. That's, praying mantis. There's also something about military strength. Sure, maybe they're strong. I don't really know that much about them, but I can't see either of those really attaching into a character that strongly. They do represent autumn in Japan, which could be, some extended seasonal symbolism, I guess, too, but I digress. Obviously linking into the bug-catching kind of summery theme that we have going on. It's kind of summer holidays type thing. So summer into autumn, things are coming to an end. You're going to find out the truth. I don't know, maybe a stretch there. Anyway, I digress. Episode starts here with Takopi trying to talk to the other two, essentially trying to talk some sense into them. What if we just kind of gave this thing up? What if we went and confessed? I'm feeling bad from Marina's parents' perspective. Again, end of episode 3. Obviously, I want to put that forth to the group. No, Azuma's made a discovery on his telephone that he has, apparently. Do kids have phones now? Is that like a thing? I guess they do. Anyway, I got a phone when I was 14. That shows you how old I am. Anyway, he finds out that they know, that the authorities are aware that Marina's missing and stuff. So, I mean, kind of the target character nature of the episode on Azuma has kind of left, like, the rest of the characters that will be impacted by kind of Marina's death off to the side a little bit. Like, there is concrete knowledge now that Marina's mother, knows that she's dead, that she's not coming back. We don't see that scene. That would be devastating in the wake of episode 3. Holy shit. The lack of focus on Shizuka as well. We don't really see what the police question her about. We don't see her mother's reaction to any of this. Yeah, purposefully kind of holding our cards there. I don't know how to feel about that. It's definitely bubbling away, and it is depressing. It is very sad. Obviously, the start here of the really awesome production stuff, just kind of Azuma understanding the gravity of the situation, understanding what happens to the kids, understanding his own involvement, the weight of his family's pressure upon that as well. I need to be XYZ. I need to be the good kid. I need to be the smartest one. Now I'm an accomplice to murder. The authorities may find out. All this just extra pressure on top of me, on top of already being a kid that has a lot of expectations on him, already being stressed. Obviously, again, Takopi doesn't understand the gravity of anything because he's an alien. He doesn't know what's going on. Shizuka is just deluded. She's got no clue. Anyway, we know. Azuma's the adult here. He kind of needs to be the leader here. And he's just really struggling with that extra pressure. Some nice episodic stuff here, just introducing Junior again very early in the episode to make sure that we know about him and that he comes back and that he's a constant part of the narrative here. Just good stuff. Azuma kind of staying by the door, unsure whether to walk in, unsure whether his mother already knows or something, because she already knows everything, right? And it also reflects the end of the episode because they're both by the door, right? So at the end of the episode, they're both inside the door and Azuma's about to walk out. And kind of Junior keeps him in, right? As opposed to this time where there's kind of an opposite thing going on. Again, just smart. Very, very smart. Again, the first moment that Junior I know my brother. Anyway, he's like 10. As smart as these kids are and as much kind of shit that they go through, they're still 10 years old. I can predict like a 10-year-old. I'm not stupid. And Junior could definitely do it. He's been around his brother ever since he's been alive. Of course he knows something's wrong. Now, this episode's called Azuma-kun's Salvation. Wasn't an episode previously called Salvation as well? Something. Yes, episode 2 was called Takopi's Salvation. There you go. And I mean, I kind of gotta get through the episode and kind of pause on the glaze of how good it looks, I guess. Because, holy shit. This perspective, man. Once again, this perspective shot here, the zoom is insane. It's like Masaki Yuasa or something. It's so good. Once again, the framing, just like this impending doom sneaking up behind me. Fuck. This show's fucking good. Anyway, I need to stop all that and talk about what's actually going on. Otherwise, I'll never get through this thing. But holy shit. I should look up directors and stuff. I'm going to do that now. I don't know. You see for yourself there. It's Toya Oshima. Some good stuff here for sure. Seeing a little bit of a trigger thing, of course. Just some solid stuff like Ranking of Kings, My Hero Academia, Jujutsu Kaisen. Just some good cuts along the whole thing. This is really his only kind of direction work, really. And nothing super duper old either. I wouldn't be surprised if Toya Oshima here is quite young. So let's say up and comer. Holy shit, knocking it out of the park. Just really cool. Really, really cool. It's another thing I should talk about in the episode as well, and we'll do so more towards the mother a little bit later on. We're squarely in Azuma's perspective. I don't think we should trust him as a reliable narrator of the actual events going on all the time. We see here that he's kind of picturing all of the police officers and the teachers and the students all surrounding him. It's kind of fish-eyed, and he feels like he's underwater, and he's all kind of groggy and not thinking straight and stuff. We shouldn't take this as law of the actual straight up events of what's happening. He's feeling the paranoia, he is feeling the stress. I say this because the kind of actions of the mother later on, I feel like we can almost take a little bit more of a charitable stance there. I feel like the way he interprets his mother's actions is pretty dramatic, where in reality she's probably less overbearing and stuff and blah 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 blah. She's still kind of shitty, but it's less overtly shitty than is presented, I guess. Anyway, once again, what a shot. Like, holy, look at it in action, man. One thing I got to look for in this episode as well is the glasses, which comes back for a pretty kind of important line at the very end. Noticeably, he's not wearing his glasses in the here and now. We'll kind of see as the scene evolves if he puts them on at a certain point and kind of try to ascribe meaning from there. This is kind of really Takopi's only scene, or one of them. He has a scene at the very end, but Takopi here picks the worst time possible to present his point of view, again influenced by the whole Marina's mother family situation thing that he's been going through. Yeah, obviously, when Azuma's as stressed as he is, need I remind you, kind of back here, that's how stressed he's feeling, you probably shouldn't bring up the morally correct thing to do in the here and now. I'm squarely focused on not getting us caught, because that would ruin everything. Noticeably as well, it's also framed as a point where Azuma feels like, oh shit, maybe he's actually right. This is a point where I could get out. Very quickly after that, picks up the book again and reminds everybody what's at stake for her, right? We got to do this trip. We got to go on our thing, our kind of summer holiday trip to Tokyo or whatever, right? Clearly not even on the same wavelength as the other two, but also kind of like pushing her agenda at the same time. It's akin to manipulation, I would say. Like, hey, no, focus on this part. Don't think... I almost noticed that Azuma's kind of waning a little bit. Okay, remember the focus here. And then does she bat the eyelids a little bit? Yes, because Azuma's like, no, we can't leave town here at this time. She pushes even more, reminding him of his promise to her, that the one that said we could go during the summer break, you're the one that said that, you're the one that was pushing that. The love hearts in the eyes. Shit, I can't listen to reason anymore. I remember the other side of the obligations that I have here towards Shizuka, right? Obviously in the direction department, kind of very close there, building the distance, closing the gap between kind of Takopi and herself, becoming the kind of center of his goal, becoming the important one in the scene, whereby Takopi, in turn, gets further and further away, more put to the wayside, your wants and needs less important. Once again, that underwater motif coming through as well as we kind of zoom out from Takopi. You can kind of see their shadows kind of wibbly wobbly. There's also a little bit of ambience in the audio, which is kind of like, you know, when your hearing's kind of muffled when you're underwater. Again, just neat stuff. Really, really nice. I name-checked Death Note here. I don't think it's a purposeful inspiration, but it's what I thought about at the moment. Again, in his room, all alone, kind of late at night, scribbling in that book. The zoom-ins on the face, somebody hiding something, somebody, yeah, death involved, I guess, broadly. I don't know. It's what I thought of anyway. And here at this point, like Junior being framed as, I guess, the one person that can't find out. Remember, he's brilliant. If he even gets a look at this, at any of my notebook, at my phone, at any of this, he'll figure it out immediately. And of course, Junior hates me or something, or, you know, doesn't consider me. He'll want to, you know... I feel like, again, you're being purposefully uncharitable to your brother, or not even purposefully, like, it's just how you see things at the moment. You two are worlds apart, you know, like, it's just what's happening, you know? Where, again, I'm firmly seeing it from the big brother's perspective. He's just trying to offer a little bit of an olive branch and be like, hey, buddy, like, are you good? That's all he's trying to do. Nice work in the subbing here. There's a little bit later on with the blacking out of the subs and kind of a difference there, and you know, what that particularly means. And yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. It's evocative. It kind of matches the colors of the scene too. Just good. The red light of the phone, the large shadows, I don't know, it feels very like, almost like the cops are investigating him or something, like they're shining the light in his face. You can almost see this as like damnation, of like hellfire. Also, like, red alert, something's wrong, he may find something out. Just, again, the color works great. And, of course, building contrast between the blues and the reds here, too, as Azuma elects to just walk out of the room and not engage at all. I'd rather turn my head to the danger right now and try to play it nonchalant. But, again, Junior's brilliant. I don't even think you need to be brilliant to figure out what's going on here. He's just clearly acting weird. Oh, my God, the angles. This episode's so great. It's so damn good. Holy shit. Once again, show's just living up to the hype, and more so when it comes to the production. It's just out of this world, man. It's so good. Anyway, this is just expository stuff. The cops learn from a few friends at school that Shizuka may be involved. Now, again, see this from the cops' perspective. They go to this house that they've been told to investigate Shizuka, go to her residence. We've seen it in the past. There's like, it's kind of messy, it's not great, it's unkempt. Mum's obviously still at work or out of the picture for the moment, or it's just, I don't know. If I were the cops, I'd be a little bit suspicious about everything going on with Shizuka. Let's put it that way. There's a quick rendezvous here between Shizuka and Azuma, if I remember the characters' names. Holy shit. Where, again, it's firmly in Azuma's perspective. It's first person here, and it's kind of matched with this sound effect when kind of Shizuka swings the eyes that way, if VLC wants to behave. Like, swinging this way, the eye contact, the swoosh, and like the change of the audio effect on the line here of we're still doing what we planned for the summer, right? Once again affirming the request of Azuma, once again giving him a task, once again asking him to get 100 out of 100, much like his mother does. Again, just it's so clear here in the rewatch what he's seeing in this, I guess. I personally think we could have gone a step further in making the mother and Shizuka look more similar, kind of almost channeling some like Oedipus complex stuff there too. Getting in our Utena shit maybe. Almost yeah, a little bit. They're also 10, so you can't take it. Anyway, it's weird. Again, reinforcing the kind of way Azuma sees this as a test is literally going from this shot here to closing his eyes, looking down at the desk and getting a first-person shot of the test. Like, hey, Shizuka's given me a task, she's given me a job to do, my job is to get 100 out of 100. That's what I'm going to do, right? I'm a perfectionist. Once again, the music here building a great juxtaposition. We really do this quite a bit, playing these really kind of classic, happy, kind of sparkling, summery almost sounding songs, and having a character just absolutely losing it, kind of associated with it. Again, he kind of goes to erase out an answer that he clearly just got wrong, and he's like messing up his page. He's like, it's clearly under stress. I would know as somebody as somebody that's very stressed very often. Kind of in the dialogue here, you could see his focus shifting away from the test in front of him and more towards the other test given from Shizuka, as I've said. Again, resulting in a poor score. We know what that means. He's like, his number one thing has been getting, perfect test scores and the kind of pancakes of it all. Of course, that's going to come crashing down from the other test given to him by his mother. And immediately here, you can feel kind of the disappointment and the shock of it all, right? He's like, he can't even speak. He's just sitting alone in the dark with his test in front of him. Every sound that the mother makes is kind of exacerbated. Like, she's doing the dishes. There's a zoom into the water rushing down. Like, there's just this dread in waiting for whatever the mum's going to do to him based on this result, right? I've seen her not give me anything for a 90 and be disappointed in me for that kind of thing, right? What the hell is she going to do to me in getting a 50, right? Once again, the tension ratchets up. There's a first-person shot from the mother here walking in. What the hell is she going to do to him? It also looks unreal, by the way. Initially surprising to me is the pancakes. I'm like, oh, okay, shit. Initially here, we see, almost steam coming up or something, and I'm like, did she, give him, a cup of tea or something, like a warm drink? And this is going to be where we do our heart-to-heart, and Mum's going to do a little bit of a face turn and say, hey, I know you're not a 54 out of 100 type of guy, so clearly there's something going on. I'm going to investigate further and find out more. Nope, she doesn't do that. Instead, we're, flipping that, and we'll talk about that in a second. Instead, we give kind of Junior that role at the end of the episode of, hey, no, I see what's happening here. Something's wrong. Are you good? Are you okay? Like a genuine are you okay, not a kind of ancillary, performative one that we've seen very early in the thing, like a genuine, hey, are you good? Once again, the colors here and the light breaking through the darkness of kind of the dread and the build-up of that scene earlier. And then, hey, yeah, go for it. Here's your pancakes. It's what you wanted. And initially we're like, great, got the pancakes. That's awesome. But they're pancakes of despair. They're not the pancakes I wanted. They symbolize Mum giving up, essentially. Like, hey, I held this thing out from you for so very long in the hopes that you could push yourself and get to the higher end. Clearly you're acting out. Clearly you're, not doing what you're supposed to from kind of that perspective, or you just don't have the capacity to do so. So here you go. I'll move on to whatever else is next. It's like I've given up on you, pancakes. It's like, The exact opposite of what he wants. Asuma says in kind of the end of the episode that he feels like he doesn't even have any real friends, that they're all just kind of, Azuma's the smart kid. You can't really get that close to him, that kind of thing, right? He feels like all he is and all his kind of utility is to others is accomplishing tasks. So if mom, essentially my boss, drops me and doesn't have that expectation on me anymore, that's a relationship like severed. And it's my own mother as well, like holy shit. It's like I'm worthless. I've attached all my self-worth into accomplishing XYZ for other people. She's dropped me now. It's nothing. I'm of no concern. It's basically the worst thing that could happen to a character like Azuma. So here's my thing. I don't feel like the mum is doing this in reality. So much of the episode is Azuma's perspective. We very clearly don't get a look at the mother's eyes. He's clearly embarrassed and doesn't really... almost gives her too much respect and doesn't want to look up into those eyes either. To the point where I almost question this scene happening in the way that Azuma sees it happening. Yeah. I don't know. I don't buy I'm going to drop you for getting a poor test result as a character. It almost gives me... what's that? Oh my god. Your Lie in April. The mother in that show... I didn't like that at all. I feel like it was so unrealistic. Just yeah, it's like it's not as serious. And once again, in comparison to the rest of the other stuff going on in the show, it really isn't that serious. So I'm like, I don't know. It hits weird, and it makes you question the validity of it, I guess, in reality. Once again, playing with distance here in a really cool way, in the same way that kind of Takopi was getting further and further away earlier on, and Shizuka was really far away too. I could feel myself being distanced relationship-wise from this person because, all they want from me is, like, tangible thing, is test result, is summer vacation thing. Like, obviously my relationship goes away from that person once that is either satisfied or not satisfied. It's very transactional, Once again, the underwater effect coming through here too. Wibbly-wobbly, getting further and further away, drowning out all the noise, loneliness too. Drowning almost in all the stress and anguish of it all. Love this shot here, the pancakes too. They look so delicious and hot and ready to go and all that stuff earlier. Here they almost look like moldy and like disgusting. Like, how do you make pancakes look disgusting, And just, yeah, they're like literally the symbolism of me accomplishing the thing that I've been trying to accomplish for as long as possible, the thing that my brother did with ease, me finally getting it and it being kind of hollow victory. It not being all it cracked up to be, it being like as disgusting as possible. The actual reveal later on of it being super disgusting too, kind of funny. I don't know, I liked that. Commented in the reaction too, love how flat he is here. Like, obviously he feels flat, that's being kind of reflected in a really cool way. Once again, perspective is awesome. Almost less of the focus character, more of the background character would be another take here too. Just, once again, just chock full of meaning. It's fucking, what a show. I can't believe I didn't notice it before. So much fantastic first-person stuff. It should be the most obvious thing coming out of the episode that I should have talked about. Shizuka here, again, an effect put on her voice that I really like too. Swinging around, first-person perspective, mother's gone off into the distance, she's far away, Shizuka's still really close. Again, it's almost like my last hope, right, of forging anything real, is this Shizuka thing. I have to put all my focus into this now. Otherwise, again, I'm nothing. Hearts in the eyes, once again, is great, as well as, hey, are you okay? And then you saying, yeah, I'm okay, when you're very clearly not okay. That's almost some, like, toxic masculine stuff almost too, right? There's a girl I like, and I can't show vulnerability in front of her, even though I'm obviously feeling like shit. And yeah, very obvious here on the rewatch. Again, mum's out of the picture now, she's given up on me, all that stuff. If you've stopped caring, I'll stop caring too. Hey, all the eggs in the Shizuka basket. She's telling me to go to the police station for her, which is already big red flags before what she asks of him later as well. But yeah, he's very ready to, yep, if you want me to do anything, tell me anything, I'll take care of it for you. Yeah, he's kind of whipped, but you could see why he is. Really interesting reaction here from Shizuka too, right? Where it's like, I'll take care of you, I care about you, all this stuff. It's almost like she's never like heard that before from anybody, right? It's like first like genuine shock and a little bit of blush. But maybe I'm really cynical because I see this as somewhat performative too, right? She's like first taken aback and then she sees an advantage that she can push and she's like, hey, thanks Azuma-kun, you should go do this for me now. Go take the murder weapon and walk in and kind of confess yourself, confess to the crime. And again, that request of him, hey, can you turn yourself in for me? That leading into the flashback is just perfect. That's really, really, really good. Like, it's this great narrative moment where everything stops and then we backfill a little bit to make the end of the episode hit all the more harder, From here, it's full on kind of exposition, backstory, fill-in stuff for Ozma and Junior. Junior playing video games on a school night. How dare he? And he was right. He was fine. He got a perfect score regardless. Now, this is where we build up that inadequacy theme. Obviously, again, he's able to do this very easily, right? He's able to have his pancakes, have his cake and eat it too, almost. Have his pancakes, play video games, and still get perfect scores, where I try my hardest to do this one thing, and I can't, I feel consistently compared to him, even though I'm nowhere near as good, in my opinion. And again, my self-worth being attached into that, being attached into, my test scores and whatnot, mum being a doctor as well. Don't know what dad does, don't know if he's even in the picture, but again, success is almost built into the family. It is our value system, and, I'm not living up to the standard there. In that way, I feel like my brother and I are almost polar opposites. Another part of the red and blue color scheme coming through here too. Almost roses, getting me in my Utena shit once again. Ozma here almost sees good test results as something that should come with hard work. And again, that isn't always the case. You can't be perfect all the time. It's just not reality. Comparing the reactions of his classmates to that of, himself and his family and his mother, and his self-worth is kind of stark, They're all very impressed that he's, the best in the class, one of the best in the prefecture, all that other kind of stuff. But it's still not good enough to satisfy mother. It's not perfect, Might not come through all the time in the reactions here and whatnot, but I was quite a smart kid at school, and I was that annoying kid that kind of, complained about getting a 95 instead of a 98 and went back to the teacher and asked for marks and whatnot. And again, once you step back, you realize that all that shit's insane. Like, obviously, again, try at school and stuff, like, but once you're in the real world and nobody cares about your test results, man, it's all about anything else. Like, there's a million other things it's all about. Either way, I identify with Ozma a little bit here. I understand how it feels when it's all kind of tumbling down and you feel like this one number is all that matters, and again, it just isn't. Yeah, I'm still not really seeing this glasses thing. We say later on that I could never tell mum that the glasses didn't actually help. One, what kind of dodgy optometrist are you going to? Jesus. Or did you just buy some fucking glasses off the rack? Like, what are you doing? Anyway. Two, like, yeah, okay, I get it. I have to put on my smart person goggles, even though they don't fit me, even though they're not my thing, even though I was never suited for this role, I'm being forced into it. I see that level to it. Also, brother never needed to wear glasses. He never had this sight problem. Again, he's perfect. He's the prodigy. Tensei, of course. Yeah, just, I guess I see it. I would love a little bit more concrete stuff there. Maybe it is there if you go looking for it a little bit earlier in the show too. I love this, part here for Ozma's character. So obviously we know that Junior starts acting up a little bit more, becoming a teenager, going out, getting a girlfriend, getting a friend group. Doesn't affect his test results or anything, but initially Ozma sees this as an opportunity to get a leg up. It's like, yes, let him go off and deviate and do all these other kind of things. That'll be kind of time that I can get a strategic competitive advantage over him and continue to study, which obviously compounds his disappointment when that isn't the case, and Junior's able to get away with doing all this other stuff as well, and also getting perfect scores. Attaching it into hair color is great too, because mum has this kind of beautiful kind of black hair. I maintain my beautiful black hair. Junior's gone off and deviated off the path, off the perfect path of what you're supposed to do. Obviously, again, this world is just. He will get, he will get consequences to that action. Nope. Because the world is not just. Sometimes they're just brilliant people, and sometimes talent wins out. This was one of my favorite shots here. Just so much bounce and kind of life to it. Again, Junior was able to attain the other thing that I didn't have through this whole thing, which was an, genuine friend group and whatnot. Some friends to actually, give me some perspective and whatnot, and just be like a kind of person to talk to, a shoulder to cry on, all that other kind of stuff. I'm not getting that from my mother. He's able to go and be social and also be brilliant. How is he able to do that? Again, it's that, I don't want to reiterate it too much. It's just pretty much that classic kind of hard work versus talent kind of story kind of playing out here. A jealous younger brother. But again, justified jealousy. It's not petty or anything. It's my value system, and Mom's responsible for that, at least from my perspective, as I keep saying. Junior reflected in the glasses here is kind of cool. Once again, these glasses are almost suited for Junior and his eyes. My eyes are different. We're individuals. We're unique. We're different. Mum tries to give me these glasses to be like Junior, as seen here reflected in them. That's just not going to happen, right? They're not suited to me. I can't see through them the right way. Yeah, that's becoming a little bit more obvious now. What are we talking about here? Double eyelids? I guess I see them. I guess she has double eyelids. Yeah, sure. Once again, I wish they looked a little bit more similar. I guess they do. From here, Junior's like, okay, well, shit. My brother got a girlfriend and a friend group and all that other kind of stuff. What if I go make some friends too? What if I also accomplish another goal in doing so from another black-haired woman, girl, like my mother? What if I was able to do all these things at once? That is his starting infatuation with Shizuka, which kind of reframes a lot of the early stuff in the narrative too, of, Azuma's involvement there and him noticing Marina and her bullying stuff. This was kind of born from a crush. This was kind of born from a desire to, be like his brother and also accomplish another goal for a black-haired girl. And just like that, I'm transported back to episode 1 as well. A character very, very obviously in pain, bullied, very, very badly bullied, and a character doing almost the bare minimum to help. Again, I would jump in here when I literally see her kind of, bullying her directly. I would say, hey, stop that. That'd be number 1. Instead of, hey, are you okay? Clearly not. Thanks, genius. Once again, potentially showing that he just doesn't have the gift for the gab and the talent with this kind of stuff as well. I could guarantee if Junior was in this situation, he would probably do something a little bit better. And again, that's not a dig at Azuma. It's just that they're different characters and he's got more growth to do, He's better at other things. It's just kind of how it goes. Some of the lighting stuff really good here too, trying to step into the light but not quite able to do so as well, in my opinion, still kind of in the dark. Love this line here. Failure isn't an option when people's lives are in our hands. Almost channeling a little bit of that kind of doctor type mindset into this stuff, right? Again, kind of, drilled into him by his mother too. Again, I have to do everything in my power to help somebody in need. It's kind of our value system, Ironic, of course, that when your own son is in need, you continue to twist the knife further and further in. Again, at every opportunity here, failing to actually help Shizuka and address what's going on and even get really a response out of her. Love this image of the pancakes thrown in kind of the bin as a piece of imagery right in the middle, right? I'm continuing to fail. I'm not attaining the thing that I want to attain, I feel less bad about the whole pancake eye symbolism from episode 3 that I made, right? Like almost like, Shizuka is the reward. That's definitely what we're doing here for sure. And I keep failing the same way that I fail at the tests. Once again, a musical montage, tension building up throughout, and then Azuma coming to the realization of, hey, I've even failed this small task that I gave myself. Right? I can't even get a girl that looks like my mother to believe in me. It kind of reframes that initial encounter with Azuma from episode 1, I want to say, where he showed a little bit of concern as like, oh, this was actually devastating for him at the time, but we didn't know the context. Weirdly enough, Azuma now sees the whole Marina situation that he happens upon as almost another opportunity to impress. And again, we just don't know that context first time we see the scene. Really, really cool stuff. Probably really rewards a rewatch there even. Like, he sees this whole Takopi murder thing as almost the opportunity I needed to step in and get in her good books, And again, even as much as her plan logically doesn't make any sense, and this whole thing logically doesn't make any sense, it's the one thing I got. And again, I don't care about any of that stuff. I'm task-orientated. I'm going to help you, Really love this shot here as well. Azuma stumbling. Again, like, what's the word? Like, he's almost like gonna faint. He's like toing and froing, He's almost like in a daze or like he's been out in the sun too long or something. Kind of tuning out Takopi, who's saying, hey, is this really a good idea? Hey, like, again, all logical thought, all actual, what I should be doing in this situation, according to the book, out the window. solely determined, once again, zombified, walking, toing and froing towards whatever that one goal is. Whatever she wants, it's my command, you know? What a fucking cool shot, man. I'd be way more impressed if it wasn't so sad. Another really cool detail here, I remember wanting to talk about this in the reaction, immediately connecting the doctor stuff with the mom, like the family lineage and the clinic and all that stuff, to me being an accomplice to murder. Like, again, doctors save people. I'm helping people get away with killing people. Like, that doesn't fit. But again, he drowns that out. He's more focused on the whole Shizuka-ness of it all, right? But he's missing the forest for the trees. Love to bring that one out. And that's when we flash back to reality, back to the current scene, the bloody camera, the pancakes right in front of me. You're all that I have now, Azuma. Once again, right in his face, really, really close, really emphasizing that. You're all that I have. I'll wait as long as I have to, right? I'll wait for you after juvie even, you know? So all his life he's been waiting for somebody to be waiting for him, you know? Like, shit. It's almost the perfect line to get him to do the thing, you know? To once again throw away all logical thought, throw away that kind of Takopi on the other shoulder saying, hey, should we actually do this? And just fully give in. But again, I don't feel like Shizuka's doing it on purpose. But she kind of is. It's a tough one. I don't know. I don't see her as this master manipulator. I see her as just kind of lucking into this almost. Lucking into just hitting his exact complex. Once again, girl that looks like my mother isn't going to give up on me. It's the exact opposite of what happened at the table with the pancakes earlier. Of course that's going to motivate me to do the thing, even if again it makes no logical sense. Little smooch on the cheek selling the romantic angle there too. It's just, yeah. The animation on this hug here too is great. Fucking VLC behave. Right there. It's almost like adorable if it wasn't so, you know. The Shizuka's perspective here is really sad too. Like, she has no one she can rely on as well. Again, I can't see it as fully just cynical from her, man. She also just wants somebody to, you know, to rely on and hug and stuff in the same way that almost, you know, this is a Oedipus thing for you. It could almost be, you know, daddy issues over this side, you know? Like, I don't know. Shit, man. This just sucks. And yeah, then we get to the scene. We're gonna get really hopeful and happy and stuff. Junior comes through and talks some sense into his brother, right? Talks some perspective into him and whatnot. Yeah, again, as I said before, at the other side of the door now, Junior reaching out to him instead of Junior running away. Junior is the one coming towards you now. Once again, building that distance early on, only for it to be closed later on. Lots of, you know, head rubs and hugs, side hugs and, you know, brother stuff, you know. Closing that distance by the end of the scene, very obviously. Initially here, almost in like a horror sense, closing that distance, right? Where, again, you just can't help but be pessimistic about the whole thing, think that Junior's out to get you, think that he's gonna, you know, switch up on you and, you know, I don't know where you get the Junior's bad stuff from, I guess. I don't know, I guess it makes it easier in your own head if he's also just like a shitty guy to you, maybe. I've internalized so much competition with him that almost he has to be, you know, antagonistic. Also, again, he's brilliant. He's figured it all out. He's going to expose me before I can, you know. It's going to ruin this thing with Shizuka that I have going on too. It's going to ruin my chances of accomplishing that goal. I don't know, there's kind of a lot of ways you can take it. Right here, he's more or less just encompassing the guilt as well, right? You killed her. You're a disgrace to the family. How would Junior react if, you know, I confess to the crime and whatnot? Your incompetence is going to drag both me and Mother down. How can you atone for this? I'm going to drop you. I'm going to leave you. I'm not going to associate with you anymore. I'm giving up on you. And some really nice kind of high angle, low angle stuff here, right? The lighting, very obvious here too. Initially going from, again, this real kind of horror movie, almost like strangle angle. Didn't mean for that to rhyme. Going to, again, just like kind of teen counselor vibes, getting right to the eye level saying, hey, is everything like good? Are you doing okay? Something's weighing on you, isn't it? Going from, you know, all that pressure being put down from the dream sequence there earlier, from the kind of mangled arms of Junior to just the one arm here. Like, I'm trying not to weigh on you, buddy. I'm just trying to help. It's just really beautiful. I don't know. He's out here in the light. He's trying to bring him over out of the darkness. You get really defensive here. You wouldn't understand all that other kind of stuff. You wouldn't understand what it's like to be second rate, to not have everything just done for you. You do everything so very easily. You have the approval of mom, even though you do all these other things. And this was like my favorite moment of the episode. So again, I feel like the only one that like approves of me is Shizuka, right? She's the only one that still believes in me. She's the only one that hasn't given up. Of course I'm going to do this thing for her. Of course I'm going to take the bullet for her, go to juvie for her, do all that other kind of stuff. But no, my friend. Magic is fucking real, chat room. Like, very purposely pairing this with, like, the magic kind of rainbow beam stuff here. The hand coming out, giving him the head pat of doom. One of the best cuts in the episode too. I guess I should probably explain a little bit more by what I mean with magic is real, right? Because that's kind of a, just the shortening of the overall concept. So what is Takopi's original sin as a show trying to get at? What is one of its major motifs? Well, it's Takopi. Takopi is a mascot character generally associated with shows aimed at children, your Maho Shoujo and the like, if you wanted to even take it in that direction, and magic being presented as this band-aid surface level solution to problems presented, right? That, hey, wouldn't it be easy if I could just click my fingers and Marina went away? And wouldn't it be easy if I could click my fingers and my family was back together? What if I could click my fingers and my dog was still alive? All these things. And again, Shizuka's kind of the center of a lot of this stuff, and she's being presented as deluded for believing that this level of magic is real. Magic presented in this way. But I really like this. It's really optimistic because magic is now being presented as something that exists everywhere, and it's possible by anybody, and it's through love, and it's through actually caring about the people in front of you. Like, Junior doesn't have any special powers or nothing. He's not Takopi. He doesn't have his happy gadgets. His happy gadget is his arm and his desire to care about his brother. And again, that just pairing in with the general theme of the show being presented, the whole mascot character, magic angle, and it being something so mundane is just showing care. I really like it. I think it's really cool and very obvious on the rewatch. Completely kind of dissipating all the darkness, bringing, a bright light in. Tears in his eyes too. He genuinely cares. I don't care about all those test scores or all that expectation stuff. When I say you can tell me anything, I'm being serious. I just want to help you. I like you. You're my brother. It's very quick here, but the flashbacky stuff here is just wonderful too. All these like formative moments that I've had together with you, right? Up to and including seeing you. This was like the first time that you existed. I saw you, Of course I'm in your corner, mate. Like, yeah. It's just... Any of you guys got siblings? I mean, obviously, again, it can turn sour too, but this is just that good, like, sibling shit. Yeah, we're a team, It's just lovely. It's really, really lovely. It's going to be quite emotional. I like it. Kind of talked about the lighting and the spark already. Love the moment here where he calls him by his name, Naoki, I believe. Again, demonstrating a genuine closeness. I don't think that Shizuka even did that anywhere along the line, right? Maybe didn't even know his name, It's a differentiating factor in comparison to every other interaction that Azuma has had. Pairing that with, it's okay to admit when you can't do something. It's okay not to be perfect. It's okay to just get 90s instead of 100s. I don't know, man. It's just the one perfect thing that he needed to hear there at that time. Light here coming up on the Azuma clinic as well. It's all just perfect. A bit of perspective here too. Nobody's perfect. I suck at video games. Me too, buddy. My girlfriend helps me with everything. I think that's only natural as well. Yeah, but I don't know. Study partners, that's always nice. And mom sucks at cooking. The pancakes were bad. The one thing that you wanted actually tasted like shit. Of course, she's too busy to cook them fresh every time. She just puts them in the fridge and they kind of turn bad. And I didn't really have the heart to tell her. Again, because she's a hardworking woman too. It may not look like it all the time from our perspective too, but she's just trying to help. She's fucking up along the way. Even the way that you see her and your perspective on things is probably her own fuck-up. She doesn't mean for it to be interpreted this way, Once again, she's hardworking just the same way that you're hardworking, And you make mistakes, she makes a lot of mistakes too. And again, a bit of age and perspective has given Junior this information. I don't know, it's hidden really good. And then the glasses line, I kind of already talked about it. I couldn't tell her that the lenses aren't right for me anymore. I couldn't tell her that the glasses weren't correct. Of course, whatever mum says goes. again, that's another example of mum fucking up. And almost him internalizing that to the point of mum can't be wrong. She's the one be-all, end-all. She's the one person I want to please with this thing. I couldn't tell her that she fucked up, you know? Yeah, I was hesitant on this moment, but I really like it upon the rewatch. Ending the scene here, Azuma walking out from the light, kind of getting right up next to his brother. I have so many things I need to tell you. And again, once again, emphasizing the closeness here. Like, so much distance, closeness, I guess, stuff this episode. And yeah, hey, I'm here to listen. I got a handout. Love this small moment here from Junior as well, as kind of Azuma's looking down, right? Like, hey, he's crying, he's bawling his eyes out. And almost he catches himself for a second. He's about to cry too. Once again, I'm just as human as you. And I was worried about you too. And I'm happy that I had this moment where I was actually able to meet with you on a level and find out what was wrong. I was really like worried, you know? Almost like, again, you're very task orientated. Almost my task was helping you be better. I noticed something's wrong with my little brother and I want to see what it is. And he didn't know how either. And now he's just happy that he's able to do his thing too. He was scared too. Just a nice little human moment for the infallible Junior right here at the very end too. So chat, that's all well and lovely and nice and stuff, but then, you know, the news kind of gets out. Azuma confesses a little bit more. Obviously it affects the doctor's office. Mom finds out from that. There's probably machinations going on in the back with the police as it stands right now. The police believe that somebody put Azuma up to doing all this stuff that kind of drew him in, and the rumor is it's his classmate by the name of Shizuka. And now we flip the perspective. Obviously, again, Shizuka was almost being framed as a little bit of the bad guy there for a little bit, right? Like, hey, take the fall for me, that kind of stuff, right? But also, it was the one hope that she had left as well. Like, I don't know, dog's gone, dad's gone, mum doesn't care. Takopi's still here, I guess. Azuma's gone now too, obviously. Like, it just shifts it immediately. It's like, shit, well, yeah, I mean, I'm happy that Azuma's happy, but also Shizuka's fucked now. She's got nobody. Except for the little kind of a pink squishy boy here. Once again, playing with the weather too. We have a kind of cloudy, windy, storm clouds approaching. No, it's summer holidays. It's time for us to go off and make our way on our summer vacation trip. It's time to run away, basically. Kind of the grayscale, gray skies into the colorful Tokyo. Once again, reminding me of Look Back a lot. There's a great shot where they go to the city and it's all kind of really technicolor and stuff, and it's very different editing-wise to the rest of the... Anyway, I'm rambling. Clearly, this is the direction we're going next. She's going to run away. Takopi's going to need to say, hey, stop. We're going to run into the issue of, you know, Dad being there, Chappie being there, all that other kind of stuff. It's a powder keg. It's ready to explode come next episode. So yeah, that's going to end poorly, pretty obviously, but we'll leave it there. Once again, fan-fucking-tastic. Holy shit. Probably my favorite episode, maybe? Last week was pretty good too. Last week really had that one scene. Episode 1? I don't know, they're all really good, obviously. I got a pretty good idea of where the show's going upcoming, obviously, again. Almost like magic isn't real, Takopi, lie revealed, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, with Shizuka needing to come to a realization there that, yeah, everything's not great, and that's okay too. I don't know, hopefully there's a happier ending than that. Planet Happy and the whole Takopi side. Anyway, we'll get into it. Patreon, next episode's up there all ready to go if you're all excited to go see it. And like the video and subscribe to all that kind of stuff too. And yeah, I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Ciao. Bye-bye.